Welcome students. This is first video on chapter 5, the early kingdoms and republics. In this video we will learn about Ashwamedha Yagna and Janapadas. Now, changes in the later Vedic period. See, in the previous chapter, we learnt about the early Vedic period or the Rigvedic period, okay? And now we will learn about what changes took place in the later Vedic period. So, about 3000 years ago, several changes took place in the later Vedic period. Now, the Rajas were not chosen by the people or Jana. Now, the kings were not chosen by the people or Jana like it was during the Rigvedic period. The Rajas now became superior by performing various sacrifices like Ashwamedha Yagna or the horse sacrifice. So now the Rajas were not chosen by the people or Jana. Now they became superior by performing some sacrifices like Ashwamedha Yagna or the horse sacrifice. The society was divided according to Varna or caste. So the society in later Vedic period, it was divided into castes or Varnas. There were 4 castes: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. So Brahmins occupied the highest position. They enjoyed higher position. They were the class of priests. Then the Rajas and the kings and warriors, they belong to Kshatriya caste. Okay? They belong to the category of Kshatriyas. Now, then came the Vaishyas or the merchants, traders. So, the highest caste was that of Brahmins, which were the priests. Then second highest was Kshatriyas, which was a class of kings, warriors, okay? And then the Vaishyas, which were the merchants and traders, farmers. Both Vaishyas and Kshatriyas were not allowed to perform sacrifices. In the last were Shudras, who did menial works. In the last, the lowermost position in this caste system was occupied by the Shudras, who did menial work, who did the very low type of work like cleaning the drains, cleaning toilets, or removing the dead bodies of animals. Both women and Shudras were not allowed to study Vedas. Ashwamedha Yagna. Now, what was this Ashwamedha Yagna? Ashwa means horse and Medha means sacrifice. Okay, so this Ashwamedha, the word is derived from, it is a Sanskrit word, okay, made up of 2 words, Ashwa and Medha. Ashwa means horse and Medha means sacrifice. Powerful kings performed Ashwamedha Yagna to show their power or to exhibit their power. So who performed this Ashwamedha Yagna? Only the powerful kings. And why did they perform it? To show their power to others. Now, what happened in this? A horse would be sent to the neighboring kingdoms to declare the king's supremacy. So the king would set out a horse, okay, and the horse would be guarded by the army men, okay. The soldiers of the king would guard the horse, and the horse would pass through the neighboring kingdoms. Why? To declare the king's supremacy. The Raja's men guarded the horse. So the horse was guarded by the Raja's men or soldiers. If anybody dared to tie the horse or stop the horse, if in any kingdom where the horse was passing, and if the horse is stopped or tied by anyone, then they would have to fight a war with the king, and the victorious king annexed the defeated king's territories. So what happened? If anybody dared or took the courage to stop or tie that horse or not allow that horse to pass through the kingdom, then they would have to fight a war with the king and the victorious king. And the king who won the battle or the war would annex the territories of the king who has lost the battle or war. Okay. Now, otherwise, the regions through which the horse passed came under the rule of the king who performed the yagna. So, if it was stopped by someone, then they would have to fight a war with that king. And the king who won the war will occupy the territories of the other king. Okay. And otherwise, if it is not stopped, the regions through which the horse will pass would come under the rule of the king who performed the yagna. So, all the kingdoms or the territories through which the horse would pass without being stopped, that territory or those kingdoms would come under the rule of the king performing yagna. After this, he then invited other rajas who accepted his supremacy. If the horse passed through the other kingdoms and the kings did not stop, that means they accepted the supremacy of the king. After that, when the horse returns back, the king would invite other kings who accepted his supremacy to attend the sacrifice. These rajas brought gifts with them for the raja, especially trained priest. See, trained priest performed the ritual. This horse sacrifice, the yajna, it was performed by trained priests who were rewarded with gifts, and the priests were given rich gifts for performing this sacrifice. In the rituals, the Raja occupied the central position. So the main position was of Raja. He often had a throne or a special seat in it. In the battlefields, now let's talk about the battlefield. The king's charioteer or the person who drove the king's chariot was his companion. He was his friend or companion. He was the witness of the king's exploits. So he used to drive the king's chariot, and the king used to fight a war standing on the chariot only. So he used to see how the king fought. Okay, so he was the witness of the king's exploits and chanted the tales of glory and bravery. And he told everyone the tales or the stories of the king's glory or fame and bravery, or how bravely the king fought. Various minor rituals, see, smaller rituals, some minor rituals, they were performed by the king's wives and sons. The priest performed the rituals and the other rajas came as spectators. So, who performed these rituals? The priest, and other rajas would sit and observe it as spectators or viewers. The common people or the wish also came and gave gifts on this occasion. So common people also came to witness these rituals or the religious activity, and they also brought gift for the king. The Shudras were not the part of rituals. Shudras were not allowed to be the part of the rituals and were excluded from the yagnas. They were excluded. They were not allowed to see the ritual or be a part of it. Now, Janapadas. After performing these major sacrifices, they were now considered the Rajas of the Janapada. After performing this horse sacrifice or Ashwamedha Yagna, they were considered the king of that Janapada. Now, what is Janapada? Word Janapada is a combination of two words. It is made from two words, Jana and Pada. Jana means people and Pada means foot. Okay. Thus, Janapada literally means the word meaning. Okay. The word meaning of Janapada means the land where the people set their foot. Okay. It was the land where the people set their foot. Some of the settlements in these Janapadas have been excavated at Ataranji Kheda near Etah, Purana Kila in Delhi, Hastinapur near Meerut. So some of the settlements or the places where people lived, okay, there in these Janapadas, some settlements have been excavated or dug out, okay, and which are those? Ataranji Kheda near Etah, Purana Kila in Delhi, and Hastinapur near Meerut. Archaeologists have found that they ate wheat and barley. So from there, after excavation, what the archaeologists have found? That they used to eat wheat and barley because some grains have been found over there. Domesticated the animals. They used to keep animals like sheep, goat, cow, and used painted grey ware pottery. They used pots or vessels made of mud which were grey in color and they were painted and they had geometrical designs on them.